Hey everyone, this is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Scattershot by Riffclown. It's a Riffclown puzzle. I don't know what's going on. I'm recording this a couple of weeks in advance. I'm actually recording this before I go away on holidays because I have some time to kill, and there's a Riffclown puzzle waiting for me, so I'm doing it. So what do we have? We've got normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. And then we've got arrows. So digits on an arrow must sum to the digit placed in that arrow's circle. So, for example, this is an arrow coming out of this circle, and this is an arrow coming out of this circle. The arrow isn't all of these cells in here because that probably wouldn't be possible. So that's just something you get used to with the geometry of them. I'm pretty certain this is one arrow and this is a different arrow coming out of this circle. So the arrow is splitting here. So this is one arrow and this is a different arrow. That's my expectation. Similar, this arrow is splitting here and this is one arrow coming out of the circle and this is the other. So basically you get a tip of an arrow, you draw it back to the circle, and the digits on from the arrow tip drawn back to the circle, the sum of those digits have to be placed in the sum of the digits drawn from the arrow back to the circle, tip of the arrow back to the circle, have to be placed in the circle of the arrow. So the sum of those digits gets placed there, the sum of those digits get placed there. That's the way the arrow rules work. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So we know the 9 is in one of these because I can't put 9 on an arrow. Okay, so there's some weird geometry going on here. So, right. One is in one of these two cells because I can't put 1 in any of those. And if this was a 1, then I'd need those 3 cells to sum to 1. That seems problematic. So 1 is in one of those 2 cells. Now, right, so where is 8 in this box? So we know 9 is in one of those 4 cells. 8 also, because I can't put 8 on this arrow, because I can't put 8 here and I can't put 8 here, because if 8 was here, this would have to be 1 to make that 9. So I can't put 8 on this arrow. I can't put 8 on this arrow, because an 8 in any of these cells would need the other 2 cells to sum to 1 to keep this down to 9. So I know 8 is in one of those. Now, can I do the same with 7? No. I know. Oh, that's an 8. Okay, because 8 can't go in any of those cells. 8 can't go in any of those cells. 8 here would need those 2 cells to sum to 1 to keep that down to 9, and that doesn't work. So that's an 8 down here. There's probably more I can do with these, but what's the minimum this could sum to? It's 4, isn't it? So this is 5 or higher. The minimum this could sum to would be 4, with 1, 2, and 1. So this is 4 or higher. These are 5 or higher. These are 4 or higher. So 1, 2, and 3. So 3 is in one of those 3 by Sudoku. 2 is also in here. If this is 3, 3 is in one of those 2 by Sudoku. It's something with this box. Maybe not, you know. There's a relationship between these cells, which is going to propagate around the grid, because these 3 cells have the same sum as those 3 cells. Now, which means that these 2 cells have, sorry, if I remove this, these 2 cells have the same sum as those 2 cells, because these 2 cells plus that are the same sum as the same as those 2 cells plus that. So if I subtract that from it, so yeah, these 2 cells have the same sum as those 2 cells, but these can't be the same, so these can't be the same. So yellow has the same sum as green, and the same is going to happen here. those two cells will have the same sum as those two cells. Right. And these two cells will have the same sum as those two cells. I'm going to use yellow again because I don't want to run out of colours. And these cells, which I'll use blue again, it's not the same as these. It's just these two cells will have the same sum as, I don't know, let's use orange again. This blue will have the same sum as those. Now, what's that telling me? Well, the maximum sum of those is 7. But if it sums... Whoa, 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 whoa. One of these has to sum... The maximum of these could be, it'd be 6, 7, 8, and 9. So one of these has a maximum sum of 5, possibly lower. If I made one of these lower than 6, say it summed to 5, then these would sum to 5, but these would then have to sum to at least 4, and these would have to sum to at least 4, which I could do... If this was a 5, could I make these sum... Could I make those sum to 4? I could do 1, 3, but then I couldn't make those sum to 4. Oh, 1, 3. Yes, I could. No, I couldn't. Right. If this was a 5... And if this was 4, these would... So, I'm going to start with this cell, because this is where I've looked first. So, the minimum this arrow could sum to is 4, with 1 and 2, 1. So, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, it can't be 5 or 6. Great. And it can't be 4. So, this is 7, 8, 9. Great. Let's look at this one. Again, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It can't be 4. Now, don't think it can be 5 or it can't be 5, because if this is 5 and I made that a 1 in order to make these sum to 4, how would that work? These would both need to be 1, 3. If this is 5, could I make that 2? If this was 2, these would both need to be 1, 2, and that doesn't work because I've put a 2 here, and then these would both need to be 1, 2. But how do I do that? Because I've got 2, and then these are all from 1, 2, and these cells are all from 1, 2. That doesn't work. So, it couldn't be 4 anyway, but I'm just thinking in concepts. If this is 5, if this was 1, these sum to 4, which makes them 1, 3. If this is 2, yeah, it doesn't work. This can't be 2, 1, 2. So, if this is 5 with 2, it can't be 1, 2. So, if this is a 1, these have to sum to 4, which makes them 1, 3. So this would be 4. This couldn't be a 1, and this would have to be a 1, and it doesn't work. Because I can't... Oh, no, hang on. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2 might allow this one to be 3, 1. So I could go 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, and that would work. Now this, it can't be 4 because I can't make these sum to 4. Well, I can't make this one sum to 4 because 1, 2, 1 doesn't work. So this can't be 4 and it can't be 5, 6, 7. This one is actually 8 or 9 only. This one could be 5, you know. And this is from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it can't be 7. This is 8 or 9 only. Yeah. 5, 1, 2, 2 in one direction could work. So So is it a different sort of math I'm supposed to be looking at? Am I supposed to be looking at those cells as a total? Maybe? Because I've got to add these cells to... Well, yeah, what's the minimum those could be? This is a minimum of 10. And those are... So the minimum these could be is 13. This one is more restricted, but I've already got that from that. Because the minimum here is 1, 2, 4, 5, which is 12, plus 2 plus 1. So 1, 2, 4, 5, yeah, the minimum this could be is 16. No, 15. 1, 2, 4, 5 is 12, plus 3 is 15, which is already the minimum here with 7 and 8. But the maximum that could be is 8 and 9, which is 17. So if this is 1, 2, 4, 5, 12, and this is 2, 3, that's 17. So I don't need to put a 1 in either of those. Because if this was 2, 3 with 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, it's getting hot in here again. 1, 2, 4, 5 is 12, plus 5 is 17, which I can do. I'm wondering whether it's the combination of all of these, but I don't know if I'm clever enough to do that. If this isn't a 1, is this broken? If this isn't a 1, how would that work? Because the minimum this sums to is 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, the minimum that is 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5 is 14. So the minimum this could be is 14 here, plus whatever that is doubled. So if this is a 1, the minimum this could be is 16. So this is 8 or 9. If this is a 2, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Well, I can't put a 3 in. No, I can put a 3 in here. I could put 3 in one of those two cells, if that's not a 3. So if this is a 2, with 2, 3, 4, 5 here, I'd have to put 2 and 3 outside, and these would then be 4 and 5. So 2, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 4 here. See, I can't keep this math in my head. 2, 3, 4, 5 is 14. 14 plus 4 is 18, and this would be a 9. So this can never be a 3. So there's a 3 on this arrow. But this is a 1 or a 2. Which means this can't be a 1-2 pair. So the minimum this could be is 1, 2, 4, 5. The minimum that could be is 1, 2, 4, 5, which was 12. And now the minimum this could be is 1, 3. So this is a minimum of 16, which means there must be a 9 in there. Because 1, 2, 4, 5, 12 plus the minimum of 1, 3, if this didn't have a 9, its maximum would be 15, and that would be broken. So there must be a 9 here. There's no 9 up here. And this sums to either 16 or 17. So 1, 2. So I've got 1 degree of freedom. So this is either what. So there must be a 1 in this. This must be the 1. Because if I don't include a 1 in this, oh, this is cool. If I don't include a 1 in this, this is 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. I'm just making a note here. 1, 2, 4, 5 is. See, this is the problem. I have trouble keeping so many numbers in my head. 1, 2, 4, 5 is 12. And if this was 2, 3, that'd be another 5. So the sum would be 17. Oh, no, that does work. If this was 2, 3, and that's a 1, that does work. But the sum of all of these is really restricted. These have to be 1, 2, and 3. And that can't be the 1. Because the sum of all of these together with all of those. So the sum of that arrow plus these arrows. What's the minimum of all of those? It's really hard to highlight this. Maybe I should get rid of this existing highlighting. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get rid of all of this existing highlighting. The sum, what's the minimum sum of all of that? 1, 3, 4, 5 is 12. These are 1, 2, 3, but that one is counted double. So the minimum here is 7. And the minimum here is 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5 is, well, it's 14. So the minimum sum of all of those is 26, 33. So these need to sum to 33. Hang on, how do I do that? That can't be right. Minimum here is 1, 2, 4, 5. Which is 12. The minimum sum here is double 1 with 2, 3, which is 7. And the minimum sum here is 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 14. 26, 33. But that is the sum. Oh, no, this one, it gets counted twice. So it's that digit counted twice, and those digits have to sum to 33. But if this was 9, 9, that's 28. Yeah, I've got heaps of leeway. None of that was useful to me. But does that mean these don't have to be 1, 2, 3? No, it does, because the minimum here, Riffclown is going to hate this solve. I think I've completely missed the plot. The minimum here is 1, 2, 4, 5, which is 12. I'm going to segregate this part of the grid. The minimum, I'm going to turn this into a piece of paper. So the minimum of those is 12. So if this had a 4 in it, even with 4, 1, that would make it 5, which would make these have to sum to 17. I could put a 4 in here, you know. This could be 4 and 1. But it can't go above that. So everything I did up till here was actually wrong, and I don't know anything about this grid at all. Okay. If I don't include a 3 on here, is that a problem? If I don't include a 3 on this, this would be 2, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 5, 6 is 17. And that's broken. There must be a 3 in here because 2, 4, 5, 6 is 17. Plus double that makes it at least 19. And that would need to be 9.5. So there must be a 3 in one of those. So that's not the 3. This is actually the 3. This is actually a 1. Right. And there is no 1 in either of those. That's what I needed to notice. If this is a 2, this is a 5. If this is can't be a 3. If it's a 4, this is a 6. If it's a 5, it's a 7. 6. Sorry. If it's a 5, it's an 8. What am I doing here? A 2 here makes this a 5. A 4 makes it a 7. A 5 makes it an 8. And a 6 makes it a 9. Now, there must be a 2 on here, doesn't there? Because if there's no 2 on this, it becomes 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6 is 18 already. This would be a 20 and that would have to be a 10. So this can't be a 2, so this can't be a 5. So, because there must be 2 in one of those, and there must be 3 in one of those. In fact, must there be 4 in one of those? 2, 3, 5, 6 is 16. No, 18 works. Okay, so at this point, I'm running out of steam. Those four yellow cells here sum to either 14 or 16 with a 2, 3 already in them. So if they're 14, so they've already got 5. So if they sum to 9, therefore 5, because I can't use 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is... So if they're summing to 14 to get me to 8, I need another 9, and they're 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this becomes 6, this is 9, and this is 8. And that works. If they're summing to 16, I need another 11. I couldn't use 9, 2. I couldn't use 8, 3. I could use 7, 4. Which would make this 5 and 8 and 9. I could use 5, 6. This would be the 5, 6. These would be the 2, 3. That would be 4. That would be 7. And that would be 9. That all seems to work. Okay. I'm really not understanding this puzzle. But the minimum here now is 5. The minimum here now is 5. And the minimum here is 12. So the minimum these arrows can now sum to is 17. Oh, the minimum those arrows can sum to is 17. I can't put a 4 in those anymore. Those are 2, 3. And these are 1, 2, 4, 5. Because we've got 12 plus 5. 12 plus 5 is 17. These are an 8, 9 pair. And there's no 8 up here. This is insane. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 6, 8, and 9. And there's no 8, 9 there. That's the 6. And this is an 8, 9 pair. This is cray-cray. It's putting 6 up here. It is true. I don't know that it helps me much. Okay, so there's no 3 in either of those. 3 is in one of those two. And that's because of the 3's looking into this box and the fact that there's already a 3 in box 5. Okay. There's no 5 here. So can I use the 1, 2, 4, 5 in these arrows now? One of these is an 8 arrow, but one is up here now. One of these arrows doesn't have a 1 on it, but that doesn't do much either. And I must be a 2. Hang on, there must be a 2 in one of those. I can't put 2 in any of these cells. So there's no 2 in either of those. If this is a 4, there's no 4 on these. These are 2, 3, 5, 6. 2, 3, 5, 6. No, they wouldn't be 2, 3, 5, 6. They would be 2, 3. If this is a 4, what are these? 2, 3, 5, 7 would work. Because 2, 3, 5, 7. Hang on. I'm bad at math. Okay, let's just put the 9 right here. Because where do I put 9 in this row? I can't put it on an arrow. So now let's think about the 7 in this row. Does that have to be a 7? Can I put 7 on here? 7, 2, 3 is 12. Yeah, I can. Hang on. 7, 2, 3 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. Yeah, 7, 2, 3, 4 does work. So I can put 7 in one of those two. Well, 7 is in one of those two, interestingly enough, because I can't put 7 in any of those, which does put 7 in one of those two. I get the feeling I am doing this badly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 and 7 actually go into those. It'd be interesting if the 4 was the thing that broke that open, wouldn't it? Because that's that row. This is strange. So one of these has to be a 5 or a 6. Can this be a 6? Because can I repeat that logic? Because remember, these have the same sum as those. The minimum these could be is 3 with 1 and 2. Which make this 3. Yeah, it's just open. There is pressure. It is under pressure, but I'm not quite getting it. If this is a 5, how would this work? Could these be 1, 2? I don't see why not. If this is... I think I'm done with all the colouring in these rows at this point. I could be wrong, but I'm... Oof. Can I put a 6 on this, actually? Actually, can I put a 6 on this? Because if it was 2, 3, 6, I'm at 11. And I'm aiming for 16. So it'd be 2, 3, 5, 6. Or I'd be aiming for 18. 2, 3, 6, I'm at 11. 2, 3, 5, 6 or 2, 3, 7, 6. Actually, that just works. Can I put a 4 on those? Yeah, I think I've looked at that. 2, 3, 4 is 9. And if I'm aiming for... Hang on. No, I forgot. 2, 3, 4 is 9. I'd be at 11. No, hang on. I think I did that wrong. Let's remember. I am going to put this colouring back. So... Oh, I'm terrible at this. If this had a 6 on it, 2, 3, 6 is 11 plus 2. So I'm at 13. If I'm aiming for 16, I'd need another 3. And if I was aiming for 18, 2, 3, 6, 11, 13. If I was aiming for 18, I'd need a 5, and that works. Damn. This can't be 1, 2, 3. It could be 4, 5, 6, or 7. It can't be 6. Oh, no, 6 could go there. Four is in one of those 3, but I don't know how that helps me. If that's 4, that's 7. 4 is in one of those 2. What am I talking about? No, it's not. Oh, 4 is in one of those 3. That's not a 4. This is a 5 or a 7. This is a 5 or a 7, which is one of those 2 digits. 3 is in one of those 2. 3 is in one of those. I am lost here. I suppose the question is, could either of these be a 5? And I don't see why not, because I could go 1, 2, 2, 1. I mean, hang on, this one can't be a 5. How could this one be a 5? 2 would need 1, 2, 1, 2, doesn't work. Yeah, this 1 prevents it. And if this was a 1, I could go 2, 2 on one side. Oh, hang on. I could go 1, 2, 2. Yeah, I can't do 4 on either. I can't do 4 on either side. So if this is a 5, this would need to be the 1. If this was a 2, then these would both need to sum to 3, which would make them 1, 2, and I'm broken in this box. That doesn't work. If this is a 3, these are all 1s, and that doesn't work. But if this is a 1, how do I make these work? Well, they all need to sum to 4, which would be from 1, 2, 3. Now, I can't make these 3, so this would be the double 2, which means this has to be the 1, 3, which makes this the 3 and this the 1, and I'm just broken all over the place. So, yeah, this can't be a 5. This is a 6, which means this isn't a 6. Which means this is a 6 by Sudoku. This isn't a 6 by Sudoku, which means this isn't a 9. And now, on here, I can't make this 7, surely, because 2, 3, 6, 7 is 13 plus 5. I'm already at 18 before I add that. That's not a 7. That's a 7. And these are 2, 4, 5. Great. This is the 3. And surely I can do the math now. Because 6, 3, and 2, and double 1. So 9, 11, 13. If I add 4 to that, this needs to double. This needs to be 17. It doesn't work. This is 2, 5. So that this can be 9 plus 7, which is 16, plus 2, which is 18. That's the 9. That's the 8, which works with that. No. 9, which means this is the 4, which works with that being the 7. Sorry, 9 doesn't make that 8. That was never 9. That works. And that is the way that math works. Holy cow, Riff, what are you doing to my brain? That's the 7, that's the 4, which makes that the 7. That's not a 4. I forgive Riff, I think. So now I need to make these sum to 6. If this is a 2, these would need to sum to 4 again. So this has to be a 1. So there's no 1 here. I can't make these sum to 4. I've already investigated that with that being a 5. So this has to be a 1, and now these need to sum to 5. Now, if this was 1, 4, well, this one can't be 1, 4, or 2, 3, and I've broken the puzzle. This is wrong. Damn it! So did I go wrong here? Like, did this 6... No, the 6 is correct. I thought it must be. This is correct, but how does this work? So I went wrong in here. So this is wrong. Oh no, this is correct. So how did... Okay, so this was all correct. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So I've obviously jumped the gun up here. And I'm perfectly happy using this tool to tell me whether I'm right or wrong. So I haven't understood how this 6 works. So if this is a 1, this can't... Okay, so what can this be? 1, 2, 3, 4. If this is a 4, those would need to sum to 2 and it can't do it. Right. If this is a 3, these need to sum to 3, which I could do with 1, 2. These would need to sum to 3, which I could do with 1, 2. Okay. Okay. Oh, I can do this as being a 7, which makes that a 4 and that a 7. I'm still going to check that because, yeah, right, good. I'm going to move on from here. So if this is a 3, these have to be 1, 2, and these have to be 1, 2, and that works. If this is 2, these need to sum to 4. And they can't. So this can't be a 2. Because if this is a 2, those 2 digits would need to sum to 4. And they can't be 1, 3 because I can't be 3 in either of them. And I can't make them 2, 2 because I can't put a 2 there because I opened it by putting a 2 there. If this is a 1, these need to sum to 5. And they can't because I can't put 3 in either of them or 4 in either of them. This is a 3, which means these are all 1s and 2s. And this one makes that the 2 and that the 1 and that the 2 and that the 1. Holy cow, Riff. The 1 isn't doing anything. The 2 is taking 2 out of there. I jumped the gun on that math. Whoops, no, I'm wanting to remove the colour. I jumped the gun on that math. I made an assumption about this couldn't be higher than 2, and that was wrong, and that is genius. Now, I'm looking at that cell. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it can't be higher than 5 because if this was 6, I'm aware there's other stuff going on. If this is 6, the sum of those 2 cells would have to be 1 because this is a 7. Now, it can't be 2, 3, or 4. If this was a 5, both of those would have to be 1 and it doesn't work. This is a 1. These 2 cells now need to sum to 6. They can't be 1, 5 because I can't put 1 in either of them. They could be 2, 4 if this is a 4 and this is a 2. They can't be 3, 3 because I can't put 3 in either of them. So this is 2 and 4. Now these 2 cells have to sum to 3. And the only way to do that is with 1, 3. This is definitely not a 6, is with 1, 3. These have to sum to... Sorry, these have to sum to... No, this is a 1, 2. So this is 2 and this is 1. There's no 2 here. The 2 is looking down, making this the 5 and this the 2, which I could have got by just doing the arrows correctly, but I've completely forgot that. I was waiting for the Sudoku to resolve itself like an idiot. There's no 4 in either of those. 4 is down here. This 3 is looking down saying that's not the 3, that's the 3, so that's the 4. What are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. That can't be a 7. Yes, because this can't be a 1. So the minimum those would be 9, and that would have to be a 0 to keep that at 9. That's not the 7, that's the 7. Putting 7 in one of the... no, put 7 right there. The 2 makes that the 3, which makes that the 2. The 1 comes out of... No, 1 comes out of here. I meant to click there and didn't. The 9 makes that the 8. These 1, 2, 3, 4 and 8 go in. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 9 go in. The 9 looks up making that the 5 and that the 9. That looks down making that the 1. Meaning this is a 2-5 pair. These sum to 7. So if this was a 9, that would have to be a 2 and it can't be. This is a 1. This is the 8. This is the 9. So we've got 3. So to make it 8, that is the 5 and that is the 2. Beautiful. There's no 5 here. There's no 1 here. This is the 4. This is the 2. 2, 3, and 4 sums to 9. These have to sum to 5. These arrows are bonkers. I probably did this in the wrong way. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't put 9 on an arrow that sums to 9. Well, not a 3-cell length one anyway. So these sum to 5. So this has to be the 4 to get the sum to 9. These are known 3 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. So there is no 2 in this box. The 6 takes 6 out of there. The 5 and the 8 makes that the 6. So this is a 5-8 pair. Could remove that 7 pencil mark. This column is missing a 9 by the look of it. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. There's already a 6 in that column. So there's a 6 in one of those two. There's no 8 there. So these are 5, 8. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, these are 5, 6, and 8. So this is a 5 because it sees a 6 and an 8. So this cell sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's the 5, which makes that the 8, which takes 8 out of those. That's the 5, 6 pair. This is the 6 for the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 6 looks down, making that the 5 and that the 6. The 8 looks down, making that the 5 and that the 8. I've got to put a 4 in the corner by Sudoku. These are 5, 8, and 9. There's no 9 in either of those, so that's the 9. That's this 9 looking up. The 8 then looks across, making that the 5 and that the 8. The 5 looks across, making that the 6 and that the 5. The 6 looks across, saying that's not the 6, that's the 6. These digits I haven't placed are 3, 7, and 9. I have a 7 in row 1 already, so that's the 7, and I'll use the 9 looking up, making that the 3 and that the 9, and that is the correct solution. Wow! I expect I missed a trick on that puzzle and I got lost in the way all of this worked, and there was probably a cleaner way of doing it. But again, whether I got it wrong or I missed a trick or not, I had a lot of fun. I had 41 minutes and 42 seconds of fun. So I win. And if you got stuck on the puzzle, I found a way through that you can use to unstick yourself. It may not be the most elegant, but it's there. All I'm doing is sharing puzzles, and this is me sharing a puzzle. Great, great fun. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did, and as always, good luck with your solving.